sarcasm.com/donate. Any amount is appreciated. Once again, positivesarcasm.com/donate. Thank you and enjoy the program. This episode of the podcast is brought to you by PB and Joey. Simple, honest, and delicious. Go to pbandjoey.com for more information. $35 or more gets you free shipping. That's pbandjoey.com for more information. pbandjoey.com.
Ray, people will come, Ray. They'll come to Iowa for reasons they can't even fathom. They'll turn up your driveway, not knowing for sure why they're doing it. They'll arrive at your door as innocent as children, longing for the past. Of course, we won't mind if you look around, you say. It's only $20 per person. They'll pass over the money without even thinking about it. For it is money they have, and peace they lack.
Ray, just sign the papers.
And they'll walk out to the bleachers. Sit in shirt sleeves on a perfect afternoon. They'll find they have reserved seats somewhere along one of the baselines. So they sat when they were children and cheered their heroes. And they'll watch the game. And it'll be as if they dipped themselves in magic waters. The memories will be so thick they'll have to brush them away from their faces.
Ray, when the bank opens in the morning, they'll foreclose.
People will come, Ray.
You're broke, Ray. You sell now or you lose everything.
The one constant through all the years, Ray, has been baseball. America has rolled by like an army of steamrollers. It's been erased like a blackboard, rebuilt and erased again. But baseball has marked the time. This field, this game, is a part of our past, Ray. It reminds us of all that once was good, and it could be again. Oh, people will come, Ray. People will most definitely come.
It will come. It will be back. And I will always be here. Jay here, positivesarcasm.com, streaming live from the Spare Parts Studios. God, that makes my dick hard every time. Ugh! Streaming live from the Spare Parts Studio. You can find me on Instagram at positive_sarcasm. You can find me on Facebook.com/POS sarcasm. Or if you just want to be my friend, you can just go to Facebook.com/positive sarcasm. You can also find me on the TikTok. I'm on TikTok. That's like, I mean, it sounds like a social media app developed by Kesha. Just tick on the talk, wanna see my giant cock so hard on the gram, within 7 seconds of spam. I made that up. But yeah, you can find me on the TikTok at Positive Sarcasm. So you can find me on the social medias, YouTube channel, Positive Sarcasm Podcast. Like, subscribe, share, donate, Facebook, positivesarcasm.com/donate. Yeah, hey, we're still here. We're still kicking. I don't know if the National Guard will probably be deployed, but hey, who knows? No big deal. We are, let's see here. This is the Sunday Leftovers, where I basically just make shit up and I go with the leftover articles that I wasn't able to get to from the week before. And we'll wonder what's in the news today. Gee, pretty hard to get past the elephant in the room that refuses to friggin' leave. But besides the fact, I did have some new additions to the Spare Parts Studios, just a couple extra items here and there that you can't see on screen. Last night was a laugh fest, though, because this company that I've been buffing with for a while here, this Wild Tonic Kombucha, well, apparently they make a hard kombucha. I'll get right into it. Just another plug for a company that doesn't pay me. Ha ha ha! I look good today. A little bit of my 2-day shadow. Yeah, I shave every other day. Gee, where'd that fucking squirrel come from? Anyways, back to the topic at hand. People will most definitely come, Ray. Ray! The Wild Tonic Kombucha, they make a hard, like a 5.6% alcohol by volume kombucha. Well, all kombucha has alcohol in it. That's the thing. It has like a little teeny tiny drop of alcohol in it. So you can drink it while you're at work, or when you're with your friends, or, you know, you're at Planned Parenthood. You can drink it. It's perfectly fine. But the idea that this has 5.6, like, all right, well, maybe it's just a maybe it's just a kombucha with a kick. I had a small glass of it, and I went to bed. And like woke up with a headache. I felt like shit. Maybe it was those 2 donuts I ate. I wonder what that was all about. This stuff kicked me right in the ass. I don't drink per se. I mean, I keep my calories low for most of the day, to lose weight, because sexy shred summer is upon us. Nobody's going to be able to look at me if nobody's going to be able to go to the beach, though. But the idea that I'm, not taking in really any carbohydrates during the weekdays, and I don't really drink at all, so I don't have much of a tolerance for it, and I'm in a caloric deficit most of the time, that this just, I don't know, having a little bit of a beer, no big deal. Having a glass of scotch or a glass of whiskey or some champagne or wine, no big deal. I had a glass of this, I was out cold. I was laughing silly until about 10:30 at night. Just for some reason, just trying to. You ever had those giggles when you were like, in school? You had your buddy, your buddy in school, and you guys are just you're supposed to be quiet in class. You guys are at your desks, and every stupid little thing that your friend does, you just bust out laughing. You have the most ridiculous, some of the funnest times in your life where you were laughing until you have to pee yourself in school. Just for no reason. Just it makes like a little face at you, like pulls his tongue out or flicks a booger or whatever, and you're just laughing silly. And I was trying to hold those in last night to the point where my calves were starting to strain again. And I just couldn't stop laughing. I think eventually I just passed out. Eventually I just I was done. I woke up and felt like shit. I felt like such shit. This stuff was killer. If you're into it, they have the Wild Tonic. They have mango ginger, and they have blueberry basil. It's called a June, or a Yoon, hard June, Jun. This one says it's a kombucha, but I don't trust them. I don't trust them. So yeah, you can go ahead and check that out. It's it was good. It tastes good, but it just, holy shit. 5.6% by volume to me felt like something way more devastating. But still enjoyed it, drank it, and then passed out from it. So right now we are on pretty much everything is getting shut down at this point, so we can kind of, get through this whole COVID-19 BS, which is real, not for me because it doesn't bother me none. But I probably already had it, and I've probably already recovered from it. But it's out there. And let's just talk about the facts at hand that we probably are going to have some cities that are going to close up shop for a few days, if not for a few weeks, or at least until further notice. And then from there, we're going to probably see some stuff come down from the government as far as subsidies or delays, payments, bailouts, loan extensions. So here's the thing: is with all that coming down, there are systems in place to protect you from losing all of your money. You're gonna. Are the chances that you could lose a lot of money or not going to be able to make a certain bill or something of that nature? Yes. Okay. Could you lose your job or be furloughed or lose hours or something like that? Yes, that is always a possibility. I'm not going to tell you too bad, so sad, but maybe there are some things that we can talk about that maybe I didn't bring up on last week's podcast or the podcast before that maybe there are some things that you can do to either bring peace of mind or help you properly prepare for, because this is still a fluid situation, so at least the next couple days. Did I even turn on my lights for this podcast? I did not even turn on the lights for this podcast. Maybe I should do that. You think I should do that? I should do that. Hold on. Light 1 and light 2. All right. That's better. That looks more like the Positive Sarcasm podcast. Oh, and by the way, to those of you who are going up and using... Okay, there's a huge jump in bandwidth usage lately. Listen, if you haven't been doing a podcast for over a couple of years, like I have, the professionals, if you're just going up there to complain about some random bullshit or how Starbucks got your order wrong, do me a favor and fuck off for now. Let the people who actually use it as a business or have something legitimate to do with it kind of take up what is left of the goddamn bandwidth that Comcast squeezes. Just do me a favor and I don't care about that. Just go ahead and take 5. Go ahead, watch some Netflix from whatever bandwidth they're giving you. Go ahead and fix some stuff around the house. And don't go on Instagram Live and complain about your boyfriend. Just go ahead, take a few days off, take that bandwidth, allow us to continue what we're doing, be entertained by it. I had a client last night, they had their bar has to be shut down, so they can't make any money. So they hired me to go over there and get a live stream going for them so that the band could play to people who need to be entertained who would normally go out on like a Saturday night. So those are the things, that bandwidth that you're using up for whatever bullshit that you're up to should be better suited to the businesses that actually really need it right now. You don't need it because there's plenty for you to do around the house since your waitress job hours have been cut short. And so do yourself a favor, just chill out on that. The idea that there's a lot of things for you to do right now, okay? Treat this like vacation time, all right? Now, what are your biggest concerns during this whole situation? It's money. The whole thing is, it's all about money. That's your biggest concern. How are we going to pay for this? How are we going to pay for that? If we didn't have to worry about money, this wouldn't be an issue, but we do. All of our concerns are based around income. How are we going to pay our bills? There were suicides back in 2008 when the stock market crashed and people were not able to pay their mortgages. People died. They killed themselves, their whole families, because they freaked out that much. And there's no reason for that to be of major concern. There will be deaths and things like that. That's just how it goes. Some of them are impreventable, but let's go down the road. Let's just say, okay, that this is not going to affect you physically. You're going to be fine. Then let's just focus on the financial part of this, okay? Let's focus on it. I'm going to freestyle this, obviously. But I have these thoughts hold true. These thoughts hold true. And if you're not going online constantly and spending hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars on fucking a Nike apparel, then you should have some cash laying around. But be as it may. Say your job gets furloughed. All right. And you have either a mortgage or a rent. All right, let's focus on that. You're gonna be able to apply for unemployment at least. Most likely your job, a lot of jobs, if you work in an office, have some type of 401k or savings. So that stuff is there's gonna be extensions. If you get laid off from your job, you get 401k. You're gonna get some type of, if you're furloughed, you're not gonna be able to access your 401k, or you're not gonna get your vacation pay, or you're not gonna get your last 2 weeks or whatever, okay? A lot of jobs have that preparation. Where you sign off and they give you some type of money. But you're going to end up with, most of you, if you've been working on a job for a couple of years, you have a 401k or a 401a. You have vacation time, so when they lay you off, they have to give you that vacation time. If they fire you, I don't think they have to. You're also going to be able to apply for unemployment, which is going to be when the stock market crashed back in 2008, that money was readily available to you within 1 month. Okay? Now, also, with the situation currently fluid, a lot of these situations are going to be, a lot of this stuff is already in the process of being done. So your possibilities of how are you going to pay your bills and when do you have to pay your bills. In the stock market crash 2008, you didn't get the opportunity to extend your bills out, except for maybe college. If you had a college loan, you could defer it one time for about 6 months. Everything else, your credit card payments, your rent or your mortgage or your car payment, those were due. You couldn't defer those. You could not defer those. In this situation, with the stock market being potentially locked out completely, there are a lot of things that you can do. For example, Century 21 just stated that you may be able to extend your mortgage. Now, again, there's interest compounds and things of that nature, but we're talking about in the now. What can you be doing in the now to protect your overall investment in your own life and well-being for when this thing passes? And it will pass. We're talking about not a matter of if, but when. Now, Century 21 and a lot of other mortgage companies will follow suit. You have the opportunity to defer payments on your mortgage, which is a large chunk of your income, anywhere between 6 to 12 months. Okay, so now that money's freed up in the time being. So let's just say anywhere from $1,000 to $2,000 that you had to spend on your house, you don't have to spend on your house anymore. College loans. College loans, a lot of people have college loans that range from $50 to $500 to $1,000. I mean, my college loans before I did some refinancing were $275 a month. And then I went and deferred them. So monthly I was saving now $275, at least for those 6 months. So now 275 plus, let's say your mortgage is, I don't know, $1,500. So now you're saving $1,700, $1,800 right now. And then what else? Is there? You can defer credit card payments for a couple months. Car loan payments. Most of you have car loan payments. Car loan payments you can defer for a few months. So 3 to 6 months deferment of car loan payments. So there is another $200 to $300. So now over $2,000. And I'm just roughing these numbers, but this is accurate information. A lot of credit unions, a lot of banks, a lot of mortgage companies, a lot of them are all deferring because at the end of the day, they're going to need money too. They're eventually, when this thing gets all taken care of, and a lot of them are going to be bailed out by the federal government. The airlines are going to get bailed out by the federal government. These banks, your money is protected there, so you don't have to worry about that. We'll get into that in just a second. But a lot of these companies are going to get bailed out by the federal government. So they're going to have some type of economic stimulus coming their way, and they're going to want your business back when this is all said and done. And so they want to protect they still want to protect their clients through all of this. And don't worry, not every company is closed right now. You know, there's still takeout service being done. There's still delivery services being done. Shipping and mailing is still being done. I saw an army of Amazon trucks pulling out from this one town over just the other day. Just Amazon truck after Amazon truck after Amazon truck. Amazon just hired, what was it, like 12,000 employees or something like that? Some companies, Bank of America, I think, hired just thousands of employees. A lot of companies right now in times of crisis they need more workers. They need more workers. They're hiring more workers right now. There are hospitals that are hiring more workers because they need hotline staff, frontline staff to deal with this shit show. So there's companies right now, there's companies like Zoom Video Communications, where a lot of work is going remote. They're going to need, right now they're struggling obviously with getting the bandwidth and security settings so that hackers don't get into certain feeds and cause all kinds of chaos. But those companies right now are also doing quite well because the demand for them is going up significantly, therefore their stock goes up. Matter of fact, their stock went up, I think, in 21 week it went up like $26, $27. That was around a 20% increase actually. So if you were worried about the stock market crashing, but at the end of the week you dropped, about $1,000 on Zoom, you got a few extra pennies before you closed up shop at 3:59 p.m. Now with the stock market, that's a different thing. The stock market right now, if you need money, this is the critical thing. So, all right, we've already discussed the fact that if you're going to defer payments from a lot of your accounts. So let's just say we deferred your car loan for 6 months, we deferred your mortgage for 6 months, and we deferred one other thing for 6 months. So about $1,500 to $2,000. We got you to at least not worry about. If you get laid off from your job, your 401k and your unemployment benefits will come in within 1 month. And yes, they will be still there. You will have them for a few months. They kid you not. A lot of people are applying for them, but you will get them. And forget about what you see on the news, all right? Forget about what you see on the news because everything is an op-ed. It's all being skewed. It's designed to get you to tune in. These news organizations need you to watch them, otherwise they don't exist. Bill Gates said in the early 80s that we're dead because nobody needs us. And when he said we, he was referring to Microsoft. If you don't watch the news, they're dead. They don't exist. They don't matter. So if any of these organizations, you're watching them, they matter. If you don't watch them, they don't matter. So any content that they put out, if everyone just stopped watching or clicking on their ads or their any of their material in general, they don't exist. They're trying to find, like anything else, they're trying to find a story that they can get an audience for. It's all about generating revenue, so that they can show it to their advertisers and be like, look how much income, or look how much eyes we have on our stuff. Give us money. So don't pay attention to that shit. Just focus on the facts at hand. Right now, because of everything going on, you are able to defer payments for now. So protect your short-term self for your long-term best interest. You can do that now. Start applying. If it's federal, you absolutely can. State benefits are also available. Also, there's talk about government stimulus coming right into your own pocket. So watch for that. Just expect that. If you get a check in the mail, great. Have an eye on that. If you have any loose cash, hang on to that right now. Don't put it in the bank. Just hang on to it. Number one, it could be disease-ridden, so maybe you want to run it through the washer and dryer. But still, the idea that if you have loose cash, just hang on to it for now, because some companies may be going, some businesses may be going cash only. And it may be good just to have that loose cash in case you need anything. Our dollar's not going to drop. I wouldn't worry about that. Just the fact that if you have loose cash, have it on you. If you need to go through the toll system and something doesn't work for some reason, or if you're doing bartering, or if you're doing some Craigslist stuff, or you need something that somebody else has, vice versa, it'll be good. So if the drive-through or the ATM is out of order, because remember, I get it. You can pull up to the ATM and grab cash, but what if the ATM's out of order? Who's going to fix it? Well, if the bank's closed down and that area's locked down, you can't. Then there's that. Nobody's. Well, it's not if it's locked down. If the ATM's closed, if the ATM's broken, nobody's coming to fix it. Nobody's coming. Most likely, expect no one to come and fix it. So if you have that extra cash, and don't do a run on the bank. Just like I yelled at you guys not you guys, but in general, no runs. Don't do a run on the bank. Don't do a run on the grocery store. There's plenty of food out there for everybody. There's plenty of cash out there for everyone. Okay? If you want to have a couple $100, if you have like $100, it doesn't even have to be that. $50. Okay? A little bit for gas if you need it. A little bit for food if you need it. No crazy shit. Crazy shit is what gets you is what sends you down the spiral. That's where everything starts to fall apart. It's just have a little bit of this and a little bit of that, and you're going to be fine. All right? And now is a great time for you to learn how to make soup, do arts and crafts at home, get shit done around the house. You know that painting that you've been wanting to hang for the longest time? Well, now here's your chance, fuckhead. Why don't you go ahead and do a little measuring, grab a level, or do a little comparison with the corners and stuff like that, and see if you can level that up, get that up on the wall. That homework that you wanted to get to, or that studying, or that article that you wanted to read, why don't you go ahead and hop on that? I'm sure a lot of people are saying that right now. Well, now's your chance to do it. There's some movies you wanted to catch up on. There's some writing you wanted to get done, some recording you wanted to do, some editing. There's a lot that you can be doing right now at the house. If you want to be playing catch-up around the house, that's the one thing that people complain about the most. Oh, I have so much stuff to do at the house. Well, now here's your chance. So why don't you go and jump on that right now, because this little fucking vacation is not going to last forever. So, your best bet is to jump on it now, because eventually you are going to you're going to have to go back to work and to contribute to society once again, instead of being a bump on a log in your backyard. So definitely take advantage of that. If for some reason I advertise the Robinhood app, if you use the Robinhood app or apps like it, just check and make sure that it's member FDIC approved. Now, any losses you incur in the stock market, that's your own damn fault for not following trends. But as far as if you have money invested in, per se, like in the actual cash, say you deposited like $500, and it's just sitting there not invested in anything, and Robinhood dies, or E-Trade dies, you're fine. That's FDIC. That means that if for some reason you have uninvested cash sitting in that account and those companies go bust, you get your money back. FDIC is federally protected funds per the individual up to $250,000. So if you had $250,000 in a trading app that's uninvested and it crashes, your money is protected by the federal government. You're not going to lose a dime. If it's money invested through Robinhood and it's invested in stock and the app dies or the program or the business dies, it's still stock that's in your name. So you're not going to lose that stock at all. Okay? That money is still in the stock market, and henceforth it still belongs to you. You're fine. You'll obviously recover it through some other means, and they may send you paper stock. There are circuit breakers in place for when the shit goes down. A lot of the times, you're protected. Okay? So if back in the old days when I would trade stocks, you would literally have paper stocks in hand, and in order to sell it, you either had to call up the broker or sign the back of them and then send them in. And then they'd send you a check. It was pretty basic shit back in the day. But nowadays, if you have those options, but if it's invested in the stock market, you're fine. You're not going to lose it. You'll have to watch it through other means necessary. And then if something happens with that app, it's in the stock market is going to be aware. Like, for example, if a company like E-Trade collapses, believe me, Wall Street's going to find out about it. They're going to take appropriate action, notify all the members, and the members are going to retrieve their investment portfolio through other means. And then you're fine. You're fine. There's shit in place to protect you as the individual, so that so that you don't incur huge amounts of losses to which you can't recover. Where else was I going to go with this? Oh, okay. So let's just say there's another thing here. Let's just say you have your money invested in the stock market, and you haven't pulled them out. You haven't sold yet. There's a chance that because of all the panic, there may be panic selling. And since more people have access to the stock market than ever before through online trading, through Robinhood trading, through e-trading, all that stuff, things can get sold quicker and there can be panic selling. If the stock market crashes a certain percentage, there's a 15-minute stoppage to all trading. Wall Street comes to a screeching halt for 15 minutes. It basically helps everybody calm down, and then they reassume trading 15 minutes. If it happens again, there's another circuit breaker that happens. They stop trading again for 15 minutes. If it happens a third time, trading gets stopped for the entire day. So if there's a huge amount of panic selling, there's no chance that, at least for that day, that the stock market can go to zero. That's not going to happen. Not in one day. Not in even 2 days, because it takes a long time for a market to crash like that. And even while one stock is crashing, another one is making money. There's always chance, and right now at this point, with everything as low as it is, as long as the companies don't go bottoms up, you have a chance to make a large amount of money, whether it be in real estate or in stocks or futures or bonds. And right now, gas is cheap. Gas is far less expensive. So there, you have an opportunity really here to make up on some lost time, some investments. I mean, there's a buddy of mine who bought a house that's worth double for what he bought it right after the market crashed back in 08, 09. He picked up a house for under 200 grand. It's worth almost 400 G's right now. See, these are the opportunities when if you have that extra cash kicking around, now's your chance to pick up on some investments so that you are, instead of buying 600 cans of tuna fish, go ahead and create a stock portfolio for yourself. Or go and buy a piece of property. That that person selling that piece of property, that real estate agent, will thank you for you. Thank you for it. Also, maybe you're looking to get like a winter car or get another car. Right now, people, because it's tough times, people are selling stuff rather inexpensively. So if you need maybe like a nice commuter car or something of that nature, because people are going to be working more remote, they no longer need that second car or that primary, that car. Maybe they're going to condense their financing or whatever. There's going to be stuff out there for you to pick up on the cheap. You can absolutely come out on top of all this. You can come out on top of all this. And you can have extra money kicking around for when it's all over. And that's the thing. So just to recap, you can defer payments. Your money's protected if it's in the stock market and for some reason the programs you're using collapse. You're probably going to get a stimulus check in the government. Make sure you hang on to it until all this is all over. Then decide what you can do with it. If you have to use it right away to protect your own ass, that's one thing. But if you don't have to use that money gifted to you by the federal government, even though it's going to eventually, you're going to have to pay it through either taxes or something else, it's your money at this moment. So at least do yourself a favor and hold on to it if you don't have to spend it. And then put it in a savings account, or not a savings account, but just do something where it's still going to be there if you don't absolutely need it. Because this is a good chance where if you have the opportunity to, and you still have because a lot of people, they still have a job, they still got shit they got to do, they could use the extra cash, and it's probably going to be available to them. Great. You take that cash, you pay down some bills, when things go back to somewhat normal, you're going to be ahead of the game. You're going to be ahead of the game, you're going to feel a hell of a lot better for it. Now's a great time to get stuff done around the house. Now's a great time to start some of those projects that you've been thinking about working on. So these are interesting times. I don't know what's going to happen. A lot of people everything's up in the air right now. You don't know what's going to happen until it actually comes down as official. Everybody's speculating right now. Nobody has a fucking clue. And to be perfectly honest, nobody has their A-team on top of things right now because so many people are going through testing or they're staying home or they have their families to take care of because they may be perfectly healthy, but their kids are out of school or their loved one is out of work, so they got to be home. They have to make adjustments. and you'll have to make adjustments along with them. And these people that, whether they work for a news outlet or they work for ESPN, they're not. Some of these people are not available. So this is an opportunity for those people who you normally see on TV day in and day out. Although some of them should go away or just shut up altogether. You're going to be seeing other people, their opportunities to step in and make a name for themselves. There are a lot of things closed right now, but I don't see a lot of negative. I do get concerned because when it gets locked down, the virus in general doesn't scare me. The stock market doesn't scare me at all. It doesn't scare me at all. It's people that scare me. People and their decision making are what frighten me, because people are capable of making really poor decisions. And it just goes to show. I mean, I saw there was an article about a dude who he tried to steal 350 rolls of toilet paper from a hotel. People make you have to think about it. If you're about to make a stupid decision like that, although they don't think, how does this benefit me? The risk versus reward. I'm going to go into a hotel and steal toilet paper. Okay, so now I can wipe my ass, or I can go to jail. So, I mean, there really is a risk. You have to really weigh risk versus reward. And the ability that a person can make that dumb of a decision in such a short amount of time is what really makes me realize that it's not the virus I'm afraid of. It's the people and their horrible decision making that really frightens the shit out of me. So the idea of social isolation and distancing I've been a fan of that before the virus even showed up. Before people got off the Carnival cruise ship and infected half of California, I was perfectly fine with not associating with 75% of the population to begin with. They were all assholes and annoying to me to begin with anyways. I didn't have any problem being like, okay, I don't have to talk to you. No, I definitely don't have to talk to you. And now I have a reason. Oh, coronavirus! So I'm perfectly okay with that. Now, you're going to have to keep an eye out on sales and dropping prices in general for things for you to take advantage of. You're also going to have to be very aware of companies trying to take advantage of you. Because there are a lot of, the amount of companies that are sending you emails, we care and we're ready and we're here for you and wash your fucking hands. There are some companies out there that don't give a shit about you. They're going to send you a bill in the mail every month and they don't care whether the coronavirus shows up or it's Red Dawn and the Russians are parachuting into Kansas. They don't give a shit. You're going to get a bill from them. For example, Comcast. Comcast doesn't give a shit about you. Comcast is going to send you that giant-ass bill every month, and probably at the end of this, your price and stock, your bill for them is probably going to go up. For what reason? I don't know. It's going to be the coronavirus fee. It's going to show up right there on your Xfinity bill. Oh, there's your internet, there's your TV, there's your phone. Oh, pandemic. The pandemic fee, $5.99. All right, swell. But Planet Fitness apparently was charging patrons what was it, $10 a month for them? That Planet Fatness, $10 a month, even though they are closed. I believe that's what it was. Let's see. What does the article say from New York Post? Angry gym rats blasted Planet Fitness. You're not a gym rat if you go to Planet Fitness. You're not. You are not a gym rat if you go to Planet Fitness. Planet Fitness is not for gym rats. Okay? Planet Fitness is for people who only eat bad pizza and Tootsie Roll Pops. Angry gym rats blasted Planet Fitness on Thursday after they learned the chain had charged their accounts for the month of March, despite the fact that they've been stuck at home because of the coronavirus. Planet Fitness making sure they snatch my membership. Okay, that's just a quotation. The New Hampshire-based fitness franchisor. First of all, on behalf of New Hampshire, I would like to apologize for Planet Fitness. It's shit. It's like, okay, maybe I haven't mentioned the fact that, okay, obviously you guys know I'm not a fan of Comcast, and probably I think they're rated my number one shittiest company. Planet Fitness is right up there. Planet Fitness does not promote health and wellness. Planet Fitness does not care about its customers. I don't even think Planet Fitness cares about its fucking employees. I hate Planet Fitness. I'll argue with anybody over it. They do not promote health and wellness. They do not promote health and wellness. They do not push a person to be healthier and better and stronger. They don't give a shit about that. I don't care what anybody says. Their sales reps can go fuck themselves. All right, and then all of a sudden you pay $10 a month, and then that's it. You're in a membership, and they'll just keep taking the money. Let's see. Planet Fitness making sure that the New Hampshire-based fitness franchisor appeared to have billed users across the United States despite mandatory closings in a number of U.S. states. New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut. So those gyms, because there are several states that have Planet Fitnesses and they were in a mandatory lockdown. If you cannot use their service, you should not be billed for their service. For example, if there was a lockout on Comcast and you were not able to use their services, but they still charged you, that's a lawsuit waiting to happen. That's a huge lawsuit waiting to happen. And you could be up between $30 and $100. It's not really that. It's the time spent having to deal with this bullshit. Believe me, if I was able to send a bill to Comcast for the amount of time and effort that I've had to deal with those ass clowns, then it would be I probably could fucking retire. But with Planet Fitness, yeah, there's some states like New York, New Jersey, Connecticut that had mandatory. You cannot be open. You can't be open. You shouldn't be charging your clients money. And if you don't have the reserves to hold up shop with your gyms, then you know what? I'm sorry, I don't know what to tell you. Hope for a bailout. But those are those gyms, and yeah, they shouldn't be charging their clients whatsoever. It's absolutely bullshit. So I don't really want to hear anything from Comcast. And yeah, you know what? If you're going to Planet Fitness, it's on you. It's absolutely on you. You shouldn't be. I would advise anybody who wants to have a gym membership. That is the last gym you want to go to. All right, there are so many gyms out there, dirty, clean, it don't matter. Planet Fitness is absolutely one of the last gyms that you want to be putting your money into, at all. They discourage true fitness athletes, bodybuilders, weightlifters. They don't give a fuck about them. They don't want you to be healthy. They don't want you to be healthy. They're not the biggest fan of free weights. It's just garbage. Like I said, there are companies out there that you should not be spending your money on. And now would be a good time to actually just cancel your subscriptions altogether. I won my battle with Comcast. And Planet Fitness and other companies like them, yeah, I don't want to waste my time with them. I know there's no good that can come of it. If now we're talking about a chance to save money, Planet Fitness is one of those places where you should just be like, all right, I'm all set. Take your $10 somewhere else. I mean, you'd be better off spending $20, $30 somewhere where you're actually going to go there and get in shape and be encouraged, especially nowadays, to be healthy and in shape and well and mentally. Because there's something about being able to go to the gym in the morning or in the afternoons and just kind of getting that extra energy out so you're calm when you go home. You don't want to bring your frustrations home with you, especially with something like this going on recently. Those stresses, you should relieve yourself of those stresses. Planet Fitness is not a place where I feel that you can do such a thing. I don't care how cheap it is. You get what you pay for. And now you have now you're getting assholes are being, they're billing people for the service they're not providing. It ain't cool. Let's see, it's a pretty straightforward article. It just simply mentions that, Planet Fitness does not respond to requests for comments. Let's see, can Planet Fitness stop charging gym fees for those of us that can't go? Because that $20 will come really handy. $20, okay. So there's depending upon where you work, there's some gas money right there. 12 states have ordered gyms to close in order to stop the spread of the pandemic. 12 states. So that's 12 states. A lot of people. Okay. So there's that. How many deaths? 13,000? That's a lot. Well, let's face it. Nobody is going to... I don't even know if testing... Unless you work in a healthcare facility, I don't think that testing is even going to matter at this point. I really don't. At this point, you can assume that you either have it or somebody close to you has it. It just spread that quickly. It spreads that quickly. As soon as somebody got off the cruise ship, everybody in that state had it. It just ran. And then, because it's not like the regular flu where a couple people get it. It's like once it's in the room, everybody's got it. And then those people go home to their family, and then their kids go off to school, and then that's all she wrote. Everybody's got it. Everybody's got it or has it. I had it or have it, but I feel fine, except for a little bit of bloating, but that was because I had pasta with peas last night. Fresh pea. Oh, so if you're going to be eating, we have 39 minutes. Easy recipe. Fresh pasta or regular pasta, doesn't matter. A little bit of olive oil in the water with a little bit of salt. Take a bag of frozen peas, throw that in there with some butter, and then maybe a little bit of diced tomatoes or just a little bit of pasta sauce, and let that kind of sit with a little 1 or 2 cloves of chopped garlic is all you need. You don't even need to put meat in there. If you want, fry up a little bit of meat in the side, maybe chicken, shrimp, it doesn't matter. Any meat works with pasta with peas. Then you just take that, so peas, butter, garlic, and maybe you got some of that McCormick chicken seasoning or adobo or Goya or what's the other one? Badia. All those companies, just take a little seasoning, put it in there, season it to taste, let it sit with the peas and the butter, and once that's done, you take a little bit of that and you put it on top of the pasta, and you're golden. If you got some extra Asiago or Parmesan or Vermont sharp cheddar, just go ahead and grab a cheese grater, put a ton of that on top. If you want to get a little extra spicy, you can put some hot sauce on there, or you can put some lemon on there. Lemon will go great in that. And there you go. You're good to go. A cheap meal, really cheap meal that's absolutely delicious that everyone can enjoy. Maybe you want to put a little poached egg on there. Maybe you want to add some cannellini beans or some great northern beans in with the pasta with peas. You can totally do that now. Now is a good time to be creative in the kitchen. I've been making soup every single week, and it's with just random stuff. Kale, great northern beans, black beans, a little bit of ground beef, green beans that were frozen, that were cut, that were fresh, mushrooms, a little bit of hot sauce, whatever olive oil I had, and then just some seasoning that was in the cupboard. Then you just salt to taste, and they come out fabulous every single time. We made a fish stew. We made a chicken thigh stew. We had a chicken noodle. We had a Mediterranean soup. Just go into the cupboards and take out, and then you want to put a little you want to put some, if you don't have any of those oyster crackers, maybe grab a little Ritz crackers or some of those pretzel crackers and put them on the side. Then sprinkle a ton of cheese on top, and you're good to go. There's a lot of ways you can do this to get through these times. And that's a great way of becoming one with your family, is to be creative in the kitchen. That's where everybody comes together. And when everybody agrees on the flavors in the kitchen, that's when you know you got a good household. So we're at 41 minutes. I'm going to close up shop for today. This has been Sunday Leftovers. And I've been tired because I've been all over the place. Last night I was at a client's. I just finished up filming a featurette for a canine training facility. We just sat down and did the interview, so I'm going to be chopping that up since I may have some time on my hands. And then after that's done, I went to a client's place in Concord and did some live streaming for a live band to get that moving. I'm probably going to end up doing it again. There's a lot of, believe me, people need you more than you think. Just because you're going to be out of a job for a couple weeks or something, or you're going to be told to stay home, believe me, you still have value. You still have tons of value in this world. Sometimes you just got to look a little harder to find it. So, for those of you that are discouraged or worrying or panicking, don't. This is not something that's going to kill us all. We're all going to be fine. Maybe you're going to lose your job or something like that. You're going to find another one. People are going to need you. Just know that. You're not dead. People need you. So, and your family's going to need you too. So, now's the time to step up and help. Be a volunteer. Do something like that if you want. Just don't give out your blood. Don't give blood. Blood is good money. If you got O negative or O positive blood, charge a ton for that shit. Go a place where they'll pay you. O blood is huge. So, if you got it, charge a premium for it. Anyways, that's enough for Sunday Leftovers. And if you want to subscribe to this channel, there's a YouTube channel, Positive Sarcasm Podcast. You can also find me on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play Music, iHeartRadio, TuneIn, CastBox, Podcast Addict, and Spotify. Every Wednesday I podcast for approximately 1 hour. Every Sunday is the Leftovers, which is just whatever's in the freezer, from articles or questions or comments from the week before, and then I pretty much, I empty the fridge on the Sunday to get ready for a brand new week. That's the best way to do it. I like Sunday Leftovers. It's enjoyable. I just kind of get to vomit my thoughts out before I start fresh. But anyways, we're done here because now I'm starting to rant to the point where I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. And Mr. somebody sent me a message on Instagram. Oh, it was Mr. Frowley. Okay. Well, I guess we're done here. Thank you to all my new subscribers. None of you have died because my subscribership has gone up, not down. And if you want to tell your friends to support this channel, go ahead and just go. You can find me on all all those platforms, wherever podcasts are downloadable and streamable. Go ahead and download it there. Tell your friends about it. Share it on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, wherever, Twitter. And let them know what I'm doing. Just have them go to positivesarcasm.com, review my YouTube channel, my articles, my future past podcasts, and see if they want to be part of this little adventure. If you have questions on posing music, if there's when they reopen competitive fitness shows, just go ahead and email me. We'll get set up for future shows about what music you want to get done. But if you have any questions or comments, whether it's on technology or anything in general, just email me. I'm here to help you guys. If you have questions or concerns, or if this whole thing really does bother you to the point where you need to talk to somebody about it, I would not mind lending a helping hand if I can. But a virtual one, not a physical one. But anyways, my name's Jay. I want to thank you guys for listening, watching, and subscribing. I will talk to you all next week. This has been a Positive Sarcasm presentation.